reportedly part of what pushed Tucker Carlson out at Fox News was that, he'd gone deep into the January 6th conspiracies, and in particular, some of the ones focused around this guy named Ray Epps, who was seen as he was on camera sort of fomenting things. And so there was this idea that he was a Fed. He denies it. I mean, I don't really know for sure, to be honest with you, but he went way beyond what the evidence justifies because, of course, he did. That's what Tucker Carlson is. And Ray Epps had threatened to sue him for defamation as well. And, this is someone who's not a public person who says he's getting death threats and whatever from Tucker Carlson and others who have created this narrative around him. So there was that piece in the Tucker Carlson firing as well. So there's and Disney is saying their free speech rights were impinged by Ron DeSantis in Florida.
That one.
So
I forgot about that one.
A million, instances where Mark's expertise becomes super central right at this moment.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for that. But before we get to that, I know that we have speaking of Tucker, there's a new Tucker video that just dropped of him this was not being recorded. He didn't think this was being recorded, or he thought, this was a pre-show type deal. And he's talking to Andrew Tate before his interview with Andrew Tate. And there's some...
Actually, he's not talking to Andrew Tate. He's talking to his own producers who are trying to persuade him that rather than wearing his normal suit and tie or whatever he normally wears, that he should wear a sweater for this interview. And he's pushing back on that, but also he makes some pretty revealing comments about the state of Fox News's live stream play, which is called Fox Nation. Take a listen.
I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. We're gonna because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater, though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. He was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's going to be looking casual. That's just how our show looks. Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk. And I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the majority of it, if we go 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane. And they're making Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. What? It's crazy, and it drives me crazy because it's we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it. It's unbelievable, actually. I don't know who runs that site,
We're going to play a sizable chunk on the show tomorrow night. That's the plan. And then what it's going to do is drive a lot of people to watch this on Fox Nation. It's going to be a great help to what we're doing over there on TV today.
I know, but we're doing our part. We're working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course I resent it.
It's interesting what these people say when they don't realize that this will get out. Because, he's seriously trashing Fox News there. I know it's specifically Fox Nation,
yeah.
But by extension, it's Fox News. He's basically saying, nobody watches this streaming product, nobody cares, the thing is broken, it sucks. And look, to be fair, that's the truest thing Tucker Carlson has ever said.
Yeah. He doesn't come off looking bad in this because it's just actual facts. The thing that is funny in terms of the ending of the story is he did, in fact, get pressured into wearing the sweater that he apparently didn't want to wear for the Andrew Tate interview. So he did buckle under pressure
I
to
don't
the
understand.
wardrobe choices of the executives.
Can you explain that to me a little better? Because I don't even understand what went on with this sweater thing. Why a sweater? Who cares?
It just was a debate, a sartorial debate over what the right vibe would be for this Andrew Tate interview, given the fact that it was going to be on Fox Nation, which is supposed to be a little more low-key, I guess, than the Fox News official primetime show, but it was also going to air in the primetime show, and so his producers were apparently pushing him to wear this sweater. Anyway, it's not really important.
So it was Andrew Tate's agent or Tucker's agent?
No, I think it's Tucker's producers.
Oh, I was thinking it was Andrew Tate's agent. I was like, why is Andrew Tate's agent insistent
on a sweater? That would be strange. If you're like, I'll do the interview, but only if this person wears humiliating attire.
And by the way, what's with his weird, very wooden office that he put into his home? For his
That's the Fox Nation set, which is like, it's like wood on wood on wood.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like
I don't like it either.
Don Jr. has taken pictures where he's like chopping wood and wearing a flannel shirt, like Al Borland in Home Improvement, trying to look like manly. And Rachel Maddow has done the same thing, like a photo shoot wearing a flannel shirt, like chopping wood. And then you got Tucker Carlson took some goofy pictures where he was sitting in a flannel shirt in the like wood on wood room, and it's like, is this what you guys think like the everyman is like in America? Like, this is your perception of quote-unquote the everyman, like the average American? Flannel and wood on wood on wood? I don't understand where that perception came from. If you want to do the everyman in America, go eat a Big Mac. That's the everyman. Go watch football and eat a Big Mac, and then you're doing an everyman in America impression.
Or just, like, don't try to be something that you're not also.
Right,
but
yeah.
I think, I don't know, if I was to get into a set, I think they think it reads as, like, masculine. I don't know. But anyway, and none of that is happening anymore.
It doesn't read as masculine.
If I can make a business point, a media business point here, though, I mean, the revelation, none of these news outlets, MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News, they've all now tried their hand at some sort of streaming play because they know that like the cable news business model is kind of on its last legs. Not to say it doesn't have a lot of power, not to say it's not going to be with us for a long time, but they can see the numbers, they can see the cord cutters, they can see what direction things are going in. And in every instance, what they've tried to do has been a total failure and disaster. None of them are really CNN Plus obviously imploded almost instantly, like before it even reached escape velocity or anything near to it. It just completely instantly collapsed. So there was that one. MSNBC's thing is just kind of hobbling along. Fox News, none of these outlets will give you real numbers on how many people watch. So you just have to sort of assume that it's a total failure. And so to hear Tucker just be like, let's be real, no one is going to watch this on Fox Nation because no one watches Fox Nation. And even if people wanted to watch Fox Nation, the shit doesn't even work right. And they can't even find the stuff on Fox Nation. So what we should really only care about is either putting it on YouTube, which was interesting, or, the pieces that are going to actually play in primetime on cable news. So yeah, it's not really that embarrassing for him other than the part that he does get coerced into wearing the sweater he didn't want to wear, but it looks very bad for Fox News.
So we actually don't have any Fox Nation numbers? We don't know any of their numbers?
No, it's not like, I mean, I'm sure there are probably, there's some sort of way to guesstimate, but no, not really. And same thing with MSNBC's streaming thing, what do they call it? Peacock or whatever their thing is. They really cherry pick to the extent that they publicize any numbers. They really massage the data, and there's no transparency around how these things are actually performing. It's not like Nielsen where there's public ratings that you can view and take a look at.
It's amazing that Fox can be so dominant in one forum, namely like number one in cable news forever since they launched, but then they try to get into like the digital world, and it's like not only are they failing, like Tucker said, if the site can't even work right. You know what I mean? It gives you like a new appreciation. Just the fact that like YouTube works 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time. It's like, wow, it's amazing that this isn't crashing every 4 seconds considering there's like a trillion people on it on a regular basis. It is astonishing to me that somebody could, that, like, as an organization, they could be so dominant in one way, but then in another way, it's like, you guys are worse than Bush League. You guys are amateur beyond amateur. Like you can't hold a candle to me and you babbling here. You know what I mean? It's just, it's very strange.
Yeah, well, and to the extent anybody was watching Fox Nation, I have no doubt that Tucker was the biggest draw over there. So
you don't think it's Tomato Lorenzo, the Barbie Bush lover Barbie? I don't know. Well, I'm trying to come up with nicknames for her.
I don't know if they still have this, but Ainsley used to do like a Bible study show or something on Sundays on there too, and I don't know. I can't really tell you what the programming lineup is at this point.
Ainsley did a Bible study.
But I know Tucker was what they really like leaned into in terms of their promotion for Fox Nation, and I have to think again that to the extent anyone was watching anything over there, he was probably a big chunk of it. So
yeah, and it was just on YouTube,
R.I.P.
right?
Fox Nation.
It was just on YouTube that people were watching it. It wasn't on Fox Nation.
I mean, I'm saying to the extent anybody paid for Fox Nation and actually was participating in the Fox Nation universe, it was probably for
Right.
Tucker. But even that, clearly, in his opinion, that was a very limited extent as well.
Yep, there you go.